Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers at 429 C Street. This is the October 17th 5:30 meeting. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy to those in attendance. Thank you. If you can please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Joe Coatney.
God, we thank you for the opportunity to give us. We ask today to use the leadership of the city of Lemoore, be involved in the chemistry product, and give you praise, Father, give them wisdom, give them guidance, just be with us time, Father. Give this to you in the Son's holy name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Garza?
Here.
Councilmember Lyons?
Here.
Councilmember Orth?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick?
Here.
And Mayor Matthews?
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna, let's see, agenda approval, additions and or deletions. We're gonna go ahead and move. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Is that better, Mr. Reed? No. Can't hear? It's on.
That's on. Are those things working?
Can you hear me now?
No.
I'll try to eat it.
Test.
How's that?
Now it works.
Okay. We're going to go ahead and make an adjustment and move the closed session item to the front of the line. So with that, we're going to go ahead and I apologize. I'm also going to pull 4-4 and 4-5 for a later date. So if we could go to closed session. This item has been set aside for the city council to meet in closed session to discuss matters pursuant to government code section 54956.9. 4D, the city attorney will provide an oral report regarding the closed session. Item 1, government code section 54956.9, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 or 3 of subdivision D of section 54956.9, one case. And with that, we'll go into closed session.
I have a question on the closed session. We're on the consent calendar. We're moving to it.
The five.
Yes.
Are they going to be in the closed session?
No. Those items just aren't ready yet. My colleague Rob is over there meeting with fire right now.
Will we see them before they go?
We can make sure that happens, but not in closed session.
Why not?
Because that's not what this closed session is about.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
oh, at a future time, I'll have to see if I can get it in under a closed session description. I can look at that.
Okay. Good.
Mayor and council, there's nothing to report from closed session.
Thank you, Mary. Moving on to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on the items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item to the public. Is there any public comment?
All right. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and City Manager. Name's Dave Brown, 89 Devon Drive, Lemoore, California. Great state, great city. Yeah. Thank you all for what you do for the city of Lemoore. I wanted to come here today to state the following. We have a city council, city manager, form of government, as many municipalities do. The city council and city manager need to work together to make our city work. This means the city manager and city attorney work for the city council. The city manager is in control of the day-to-day operations of the city as listed in our city ordinances. As was stated in prior meetings, the city of Lemoore budget is in bad shape. I believe we're about 2 million in a hole, give or take, and it's not getting any better. I know this was inherited. It is what it is. We can blame COVID, inflation, state of California, the federal government, or whomever, but at the end of the day, we, the citizens of the city of Lemoore, are left holding the reins of the horse, and we got to help guide it. All we can do now is learn from the past, work on today and the future. I heard the latest fix is to do a hiring freeze, which I agree with, but I heard through the grapevine that the city is hiring 2 new clerks, which I think should not happen. It doesn't matter if it was in this year's budget or not. The refuse department is being outsourced to a private entity, which is paid through enterprise funds via our monthly water, trash, sewer bill. Instead of hiring new people, maybe someone that is having their job taken away, reduction in force, maybe transferring the position. Just a thought, or we just don't hire the new people and do without because we're in a hiring freeze and our monies are tight. Also heard that one of the things on the table is to cut the police department by 50%. This is unsatisfactory. The number one duty of city council and city manager is public safety, which I include providing services like water, trash, sewer. We all know what will happen when this is done. Due to the state of California, mandated propositions and early release, no arrest regulations, it's already overtasked the state, county, and local departments. I'm reading faster because I'm running out of time. The homeless population is on the rise. If you do this, our property values will drop and the proposed housing construction will be affected. As we know, the city needs more businesses sell products that are taxed, which increase our tax base to the general fund. The city can only try to make some small initiatives to attract business, but that will be an asset to Lemoore and will not hurt our city. As we know, the city cannot force businesses to build or come to Lemoore. The only thing we can do is provide incentives by the way of discount impact fees, tax rebates, and a safe place to conduct business. The state tax rate is 7.25% on every dollar spent for non-food items. If you want me to quit, I'll quit. If I can have another minute. I'm just about finished.
If you have a few seconds, I'll give you a few seconds.
Okay. What I want to get at is 0.25% goes to Kings County, 6% percent of that 7.25 goes to the state of California. City only gets 1%. We need to do something to fix this. Something that we can do is create a plausible solutions. Could be development of an ad hoc committee of about 5 to 7 citizens, city of Lemoore. Also on the committee would be 2 council members, city managers, finance. Basically get some people together in the city, do an ad hoc committee, and try to help this council and try to help the city come up with some plausible solutions, because it's kind of hard to do it by yourself, you know. But you get some smart people out there, we get together, maybe it'll work, maybe we help. Okay, that's what I want to say. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. I'll put this in for record.
Thank you, sir.
Say no, you guys have a hard job. I appreciate what you do. It's not easy up there.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Hi. Hi, my name is Jaime Lovera. I come in here because I don't feel safety anymore, because something happened and a lot of people arrest me. And I call the police department a lot of times. A couple of officers, they laughing when I tell my situation. And this started about the fire department. They follow me. Now they start follow me with a personal car, no for the city car, the personal car. They follow me for the car before. After that, a lot of people follow me everywhere. And I call the police and they laughing always. They say it's not true. One day I went with Mr. Nation And I give you the video because in my house shaking. They send noise to my house and bother me. My body is shaking. This is acoustic noise. I don't know why these people want to kill me. That's my situation. I don't want to say anybody more. Only they want to say, stop to bother me, please. I don't want to point any other people. I have more information for other people, but this is what I want to tell you, and stop this, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move on. Ceremonial presentation, red ribbon t-shirt presentation. Chief Kendall?
I have no idea. Do we know his name?
He said it, but I didn't catch it. I don't know. Where's the guy?
Okay. Chief, I'm sorry. Can you say? Can we get his name and his information, please?
I'll go ahead and begin. Good evening, Mayor and council members. As you know, this week, next week kicks off Red Ribbon Week. Every year we partner with Jameson students, helping to create the shirt available to the elementary schools for Red Ribbon Week. So tonight we have Mrs. Stone and Mr. Scaldi from Jameson, and I just want to recognize Jose Alcantar and Luis Menavar, who designed and created this year's Red Ribbon Week shirts. And with that, I'll pass it off on to Mr. Scaldi, Mr. Stone.
Good evening. Good evening. A little shorter, but anyway, thank you very much once again, and hats off to Soledad Perez. This is something that we couldn't do without her and the support of the police department here in Lemoore. And so it was really fun. I'm sorry our students aren't here. I'm retired, but I still volunteer at the school. But anyway, so Luis and Jose, they're brand new to this class, and it was so much fun watching them develop this design for this competition, because it's a competition. And they collaborated this year, so we were using our 21st century skills, which was really cool. But anyway, it was much fun watching them, and we just appreciate the support of the council and support of Lemoore PD. This is a very important event, and our students are really excited about it. And they get to learn a lot in the class, how to work individually, how to work as a team, how to put out a product in a good way. So again, thank you very much. We have a shirt for each of you. Wasn't Lyons here earlier? Oh, Councilman Lyons. Mr. Scaldi will go ahead and present the shirts to you. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to work together. It's a positive for our kids, and I think it's a positive for the community. So thank you very much. And I'm going to step back because I'm glad you didn't have one of those little buttons on me.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Oh my gosh, that's such a cute design.
Oh.
You see that? There's a
Is that
little
cat?
It's a little cat with sunglasses and a jetpack. Yeah, it's a cool cat. Moving on to department and city manager reports.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. First up tonight is Frank Rivera.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I just have a few things to report on. Cambria Lane, the fire lateral line got replaced this week. Yesterday they removed the old line, which was pretty decayed, installed new one. Backfill today, they completed the road, so the fire lateral is 100% done. Water was on back yesterday by 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Went pretty smooth. Secondly, well 13, we had trouble with well 13, so we did a small rehab project to well 13. It passed bacteria testing after it was rehabbed and went back online Friday. It produces about 1,000 gallons per minute. So 13 is out by West Hills College. And then the 2,000 amp motor control panel that was damaged a few years back at well site number 7 finally got shipped to us. So we are in the process of switching it out. So as of 4 o'clock today, the well site is on generator backup. It'll be that way for about a week while we get the old one removed and the new panel put back in. So, but that's all I have for you. Yes,
just a question about the wells and the all the water we've had this year. Have you noticed a increase in the depth of the water or the shallowness, whatever?
Table, water table.
Yeah.
The water table has risen.
You know how much? Or
I don't have an exact number, but I know just at the Lennar subdivision, they hit groundwater at about 11 feet, you know, where they were probably down about 15 feet, 16 feet, probably a couple years ago. So the groundwater has risen throughout town. Yes.
Okay. Yep. Thanks.
Quick question for you too. I've gotten a lot of questions about Panda and how there's been nothing moving. Is that, are they still waiting for PG&E?
Yeah, I believe the panel is out till December. So it looks like they're getting ready to probably do the paving before the weather gets too cold. So yeah, I guess they're doing what they can in the interim, but yeah, they're just waiting on that electrical equipment to come in.
Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Chief Kendall.
Good evening again, Mayor and Council. I have one thing. Just a reminder, National Night Out is next Tuesday up at Heritage Park. We'll kick off at 4 p.m. So I hope to see you guys then.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening again. A couple of things out of my offices. We're continuing to have discussions with Mid Valley Disposal to look at the effects of if we were to privatize our refuse system. So we've met with them. They've met with staff to talk about what it would look like for them to go over there. And we're doing the assessment on the financials and how it impacts the cities now to bring back at a later date. Also reviewing proposals for tax measure outreach and polling. Intend on doing a study session on that on 11/7. I have one confirmed can be here for that, and I'm waiting for the other one to get back to me. ICSC next week, I'll be traveling with the mayor, and Christy from planning will be going down to ICSC to meet developers and businesses and everybody else down there and try to drum up some business for the city of Lemoore. You should have gotten an email from the city clerk. Ethics training is that time of year for ethics training. It's 2 hours of online training, so please don't forget to do that. AMG, we reported at a previous meeting, received the grant, and the city got the grant for the affordable housing, and the city received an additional, $2.5 million for some infrastructure. CART got some money. Well, they have recently added an additional $2.5 million. And if approved, that money will go to finish the basin across the street to completely build out for all the future growth of that area. So it'll be covered by a grant. It looks like pretty promising. So that went in. So we're looking for that. Holding a study session during the November 13th Planning Commission meeting to discuss minor changes to several city ordinances. Staff will schedule a study session with the city council subsequently. Some of the topics for discussion will include protected trees, home occupations, semi-permanent mobile food vendors, street trees, park and lieu fees, and carports. A housing element public workshop will be held also during the November 7th City Council meeting. The workshop will be hosted by the consulting firm hired to construct the housing element. Noticing will be provided soon, and council members will be encouraged to invite members of the public. So big study session on the housing element workshop coming November 7th. And lastly, a couple events coming out of rec. We have the candy crawl October 21st. They're still accepting candy donations at Parks and Rec for that, if anybody would like to assist. Veterans Day Parade, November 11th, and the annual Jingle and Mingle, November 26th. So that's the tree lighting and the tree raising downtown. The Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department will go up and grab a tree that weekend, and we'll have our celebration as we did last year. And then we also in rec started just recently the little dribblers and little ball, or yeah, the soccer and basketball for the little kids. So it's pretty crazy over there at night right now. Check it out. And that's it. Thank you.
Question. On the study session that you're going to look at ordinances, city ordinances. We have an ordinance that restricts the amount of time for mobile homes or parking in driveways or.
Yes, there are some ordinances that have to do with parking and how long like an RV can be left on the street and things of that nature.
Or in the driveway or next to a home or.
I'd have to look at the specific ordinance that.
I'd like you to look at that.
On driveways?
Driveways. There's some that have been there for like years. You know.
Okay. Will do.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to consent calendar, items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar. They will all be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or member of the public requests individual consideration. Item 4-1, approval minutes, regular meeting, October 3rd, 2023. 4-2, approval, second reading, ordinance 2023-12, adopting planned unit development number 2022-01. 4-3, approval, budget amendment, crack fill project. And we've tabled the other two, so would council like to roll any of the remaining items?
Yeah, I'd like to see 4.2.
I like 4-3.
Anybody want to pull 4-1? Anyone from the public want to pull 4-1? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve consent calendar of one item 4-1.
I'll make a motion. 4.1.
I have a motion by Councilmember Garza.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Orth. Councilmember Garza.
Yes.
Councilmember Orth.
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick.
Yes.
And I vote yes as well. For 4-2, did you have a specific question for that one?
Marissa, could you bring that up, please?
Which one is this?
It's the one with that last week.
That last week's one?
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks early.
So that
That's a different one. It's too big of a. That's a huge.
that's it.
No, that's a huge
No, that's it.
That's it.
park.
No, it's
No, that's at the end of the development.
Oh, okay, you're right.
Is that what you were talking about when you said you had additional grant money that's going to fill that?
No,
No. So when I was mentioning additional grant money, that would be for the projects going on there by Oleander and Smith. Behind the Fleet Reserve is a ponding basin. Daphne kind of runs in by it. So it would be to expand out that basin to handle all the water from everything south of D Street and all the new developments going in there at Bush that we rezoned a while back.
Okay.
That's where the money will go. But no, it doesn't impact this. This particular project, if I'm not mistaken, is draining at the basin behind the high school parking lot along the Highway 198.
that was your question.
That was it.
any comment from the public on 4-2? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and bring it back to council.
Motion approved.
I have a motion by
4-2.
Councilmember Orth to approve 4-2. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Councilmember Garza, second. Councilmember Orth,
Yes.
Councilmember Garza,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
No,
and I vote yes. Sorry, that was a yes. My voice cracked. 4-3. Anything in particular that you would?
Yeah, I just want to look at the money. Who's charging that one?
Good evening. My name is Crystal Schisler. I'm a management analyst at the Public Works Department.
Okay. It's obviously it's more money
Yes.
than we budgeted.
Yeah, so we originally budgeted in total 50,045 for construction. The quote came in just slightly over. So we're just requesting a little bit of money be moved over to help with that was over and to prepare for any contingencies once construction starts.
What's a little over?
3,500.
And then what you're gonna add a contingency to that?
Just in case.
Like
Just to
how
be
much
prepared.
more?
The
1,500,
request is for 10,000.
10,000 on top of the 35 or
No,
total
in
10?
From
Where
the
would that
amount
money come from?
It's coming from local transportation funds.
Oh, from the transportation fund? Okay, so we would be losing about $10,000 of money that we can, it's not from that fund that we're gonna do oleander and all that, is it?
No. This is normal stuff we get in on transportation funds through KCAG through the state.
No, I get that aspect of it. I just, if we're pulling $10,000 from, we don't have a reserve in that account, so I mean, what did we have budgeted? We budgeted all of that money to $10,000 is not a lot when it comes to roads, but it's something, and so what would we be not doing to, and we're the crack fills, is it the whole city?
The crack fill is scheduled to be from the north side of town, starting on all down Lemoore Avenue, starting at Glendale to Washington.
Okay, that's it. That's it. And a contractor's gonna do it, or we're gonna do it?
It's a lot of road.
No, I know it is.
Yeah.
We're doing it, or a contractor's gonna do it?
We have a contractor.
Contract.
how much did we have in that budget for last year?
For last year. I'm unsure.
Is it more?
Did we do it last year?
Yeah, we do crack fills and it's annual ongoing
annual.
maintenance. We use the payment management system
Yeah.
that we've reported out before, and basically it goes out and tells you in the time schedules, it's time to do crack fills and slurries on these roads. So we kind of follow that schedule, and then Frank will pick up bad areas through town that might not be ready yet, but are deteriorating worse. So we'll throw in a few extra things there. But this is a local transportation fund. It's the monies we get through KCAG. It's a pass through to us, so it doesn't affect your general fund at all. It doesn't affect your reserves. And there's money in the account. So we just didn't budget enough to do the job. And so we have to bring it back to council to get enough. We did a guesstimate. They're off a little bit. So they're actually asking for more money than they actually need in case for a contingency. But if it's not needed, it won't be spent.
Yeah, no, I knew it wasn't general fund. I knew it wasn't, that I just wanted to.
But the total's only 50,000.
Yeah, we typically do about $1.7 million a year in street repairs.
Yeah.
This would be part of that 1.7 million.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't another project that we were going to skip, maybe have to skip,
No, this is
or
not,
have to pull from, just down the road.
no, it's not pulling from another project.
I'm good.
Thank you. Anyone from the public have any questions or comments on this item? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and bring it back to council.
I'll motion to approve 4-3 as read.
I have a motion by Councilmember Orth and a second by Councilmember Gornick. Councilmember Orth,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
Yes.
Councilmember Garza,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Moving on to public hearing. 5-1, public hearing, introduction and first reading, ordinance 2023-13, amending chapter 6 of title 1 of the Lemoore Municipal Code relating to the city officers and employees to accept the requirements of the penal code relative to the recruitment and training standards of public safety dispatchers. Chief Kendall.
Good evening again, Mayor and council members. As the staff report says, this is an ordinance amending Chapter 6, Title 1 of the Lemoore Municipal Code in order to receive reimbursable funds from the state. We essentially already do this for our police officers, but Penal Code Section 13.522 requires the city to declare its desire to qualify and receive aid from the state for public safety dispatchers. Basically, any required training a dispatcher receives through post could be reimbursable, and we would like to be eligible to receive those funds. Questions?
That was a quick presentation.
It's really, it's something, you know, we do it for our officers. We send our officers to required training up and down the state. We submit reimbursement to Post. Post cuts us checks throughout the year to help offset the cost of required training. And that's really all this is. It states that the city will follow the rules and regulations set forth by the state penal code and Post in order to receive those funds.
Any questions from council?
Yeah. My only, I totally support it. My only question is, and I understand it's probably a legality side of this. We do have a dispatcher.
We have a dispatch supervisor.
Yeah, we do have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure she does training or he does training. I've never met them, so I don't know if they're him or her. So, and so there's got to be training for that position. But in this year's budget, we have no dispatchers other than that one in budget. So, the thought process would obviously be that we're going to use this particular fund for the one supervisor that we currently have.
No, it's really more of, like you said, it's a legality. It's kind of, it's a check in the box. So when we do have dispatchers brought on board, every dispatcher has to go to a dispatch school. It's a 2-week school. It's required by Post because we are a Post recognized agency. Part of those funds, not the whole thing, but part of the cost to send that person or that dispatcher to school is reimbursable, whether it's the school, the hotel room for the school, or the per diem, or all three.
Yes.
So it's really setting us up for further on down the road.
Okay.
The dispatch supervisor on board right now, she actually teaches in the Post, you know, dispatcher course. So she's pretty much trained up at this point.
Okay. Now, one last question, and I'll leave it alone. I'm sure
Sure.
Mary's gonna say something to me. Are we planning on sending any patrol officers possibly to said dispatcher class?
No, absolutely not.
Nope. Okay. That's it.
Mr. Warnick, did you have a question? I just have a statement for comment, really. I just want to say that I appreciate your proactiveness versus reactiveness in this and getting it out to us ahead of time. And thinking ahead. So
we're definitely early, but
100%.
Yeah.
Ducks in a row.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
We'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Does any member of the public have questions or comments about this item? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and bring it back to council.
Motion to approve 5-1.
Close the public hearing.
Sorry.
You're fine. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I will second. I have a motion by Councilmember Orth.
Yes.
Yeah. And Councilmember Garza.
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick.
Yes.
And I vote yes. No new business. Moving on to city council reports and requests. Councilmember Garza.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I appreciate the public comment tonight, and I did take some notes, so I want to make sure that you guys are heard. And I appreciate all the work that Chief Kendall and the police department do, as well as the fire department. And that's all I have today.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Orth.
Yeah. I too appreciate all the staff and and everybody in the fire department, the police department, and all the hard work. And it wasn't a gotcha, Mr. Kendall. It was just a question. So, yeah, I'm good right now. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilmember Gornick?
Yeah, I thought I sent Maria some pictures, but on Idaho and 19th, we've got, and I'll get them to you for, but I'll send them to you, Nathan, also. But we've got basically a junkyard out there that has been there for over a year, and made a request about a year ago to see if we could get it cleaned up and at least get the stuff off the road, because everybody's thinking it's a junkyard now, so they just throw mattresses and refrigerators and whatever. So I don't know if that's a police issue or public works issue, but it's in the city limits, and I don't know who the owner of the land is, but
So
I don't think we should give anybody that kind of a.
letters have gone out starting the timelines for cleaning up and the abatement process and all that. So we've already entered that time period for all the properties south of the freeway. So letters have gone out to the property owners.
When did the letters go out?
It would have been a couple of months ago, I believe.
How long do we have to wait?
Could you stand at the podium?
That should be a brief response. Shouldn't be a big discussion.
Please be brief.
So one of the property owners has contacted me. They started cleaning, but we have not been able to get a hold of the property owner for the Idaho and 19th Avenue. So the old dairy that was out there, they have not responded to the letters.
Who owns the property?
It goes, according to the assessors, it goes to a Carruthers address. It's somewhere in Carruthers. So I don't know if the assessors are up to date with the recording of the property. But as of last month in September, it was still going to Carruthers.
Is that your understanding too? It's the Carruthers property, or?
Yeah, I know who the owners are.
It's California.
So People's Farming is trying to buy that property. They've gotten 2 out of the 3 signatures needed to assume that property, but they don't have the 3rd signature yet. So right now it's all, they're waiting to take it to clean it up.
Two of the 3rd people owners, or 2 of the 3
or
of the
the owners.
Okay.
We can't really discuss it. It's just his remarks. Sorry.
What do you mean we can't discuss it?
This is your remarks. We can't get into a discussion.
If we're going to have a lengthy discussion, we should agendize it, because members of the public might be interested in the discussion as well.
Well, they could join in.
Members of the public who, if they had notice on an agenda, would have appeared at this meeting tonight had they known a discussion was going to occur.
Well, we can put it on the agenda for the next item.
We could.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't limit our discussion about it. Mary.
It does, because it's not agendized. So it does limit discussion, but you are correct, Mayor Pro Tem Gornick, that it can be agendized so that everyone can participate.
But my point is that an item that comes up, whether it's my report or from the public, we could ask a follow-up question to it.
You can ask a follow-up question. I don't disagree with that. It's the lengthy discussion where other council members start to participate, and then we have lengthy back and forth. Again, it's just a Brown Act requirement, and I'm just advising council. If council doesn't want to heed that advice, that's something different.
Well, I think there's a rule of reasonableness. And I have a lot of confidence in the mayor and my other colleagues that we're not going to make law here. We're just having a discussion. So. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sure.
I just really quick, there's still a great need for candy for the Parks and Rec department, as Nathan had said. I did go drop off my donations today, and there's still some empty bins. So I would encourage everyone here and all across the city to grab a bag, purchase a bag, grab a bag, take it down there, and donate, so that this event will be a huge success. They had 18 stores downtown participate last year, and they have 33 so far. There's still more that are a maybe, so it looks like it's going to be a huge event. So looking forward to it. I also want to just send a personal gratitude message to Officers McPherson and Raleigh, I believe. If you could send my sincere gratitude to them for the issue that they handled this morning with grace, compassion, and I can't say enough about our police department and how well you guys do your job from every single level. So just want to say thank you guys. And with that, we'll adjourn the meeting.